Hey everybody, I'm Steve Stewart. I'm the head of communications at Dreamloop Games, and I'm joined today by Joni Lappalainen. He is the creative director of Inescapable. And today we are going to be streaming our very own baby, our game, Inescapable, No Rules, No Rescue, which is coming out later this fall, brought to you by Axis and us here at Dreamloop Games. For those of you who don't know, Inescapable is an exciting social thriller in which 11 unwilling participants have been kidnapped and taken to an abandoned island resort where they must survive for 6 months as part of the filming of a twisted reality TV show. At the end of the 6 months, they'll receive 500,000 euros each if they survive. And that is where we find ourselves now. So we're going to kick this one off, and we're going to take you guys through the demo, which goes through the first quote-unquote chapter of the game, and it should be a lot of fun. Joni, before we get started, you want to say a couple of words? Very exciting. I just realized, unfortunately, at first I didn't have your video up. I fixed that, so now we should be good to go. But yeah, let's hop right in. Yeah, absolutely. No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less, as well as if a promontory were, as well as if a manor of thy friends, or if thine own were. Any man's death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind, and therefore never send to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. John Donne. I really love that quote, though, because it truly does encompass so much of what Inescapable represents. I think you'd be better attested to speak to that, but I quite like it. Absolutely. I gotta say, that laugh is it's incredible. I love it. And, oh, go ahead. Yeah, absolutely. And there is, I mean, it's an absurd setup, a little bit, which also makes it kind of that exciting and kind of unhinged, as you mentioned, performance that like really kind of sets the tone for what exactly is about to happen. Because I mean, you do get kidnapped and taken to an abandoned island resort, so I think that that's a pretty fair way to introduce the concept. Ah, nope. Windows Audio should be on. Unfortunately, let's see here. This is not ideal. Um, just one moment. Let's see if we can get this fixed. It's up. The desktop audio is on. Lovely. Okay, let's see if we can troubleshoot on the fly. Yeah, desktop audio is on. Okay, well, hmm. We'll transition real quick to starting soon.
You can see the thing going on now. All right. All right, good. We are able to hear audio now. What else did you do? Go ahead to the same audio setting. And then for the mic, also check whatever is the one that you need.
Work. Yes. Okay. Now we should be all good.
OBS.
Gotta love it. It's exciting times. All right. Now we'll transition and we'll get Joni back here. Sorry about the initial audio hitch. I guess it would not be a live stream without a little technical trouble. But as I was mentioning, I'm Steve Stewart. I'm the head of communications at Dreamloop Games, apparently not the digital kind. And I'm here with Joni Lappalainen. He's the creative director of Inescapable and the CEO of Dreamloop Games. And this lovely project is his brainchild and our Dreamloop baby. And of course, none of that would be possible without our lovely friends at Axis. Joni, do you want to say hi for the first time to these excellent folks?
Yeah, this time now that everyone actually can hear me, so hi. Joni, I worked as the creative director here. Also, a little bit as a producer towards the end, as that's something that I've been doing for many, many games before. And yeah, like Steve said, Access being our publisher and being one half of the team possible to do this. The other thing, of course, being our team here at Dreamloop, who've been looking forward to getting this game out. And now that the demo is already out, it is such a great milestone for us because we've been working on this quite a long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think also, Steve, they didn't get to hear us talking about the start of this game, so I probably should.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
So yeah, when we were looking how we're gonna start the game, like how we kick this off when player press start, the John Donne's poem was a perfect find. Not only does it really well fit into the thematics of the game that we are having here, but it also has that mention of the Europe would be less, which is a great add-on bonus because of the cast that we have for this game. But I guess we're gonna get into the cast a little bit more when we get into this game. But then on top of that, I want to, the one that you didn't get to hear unfortunately at the start, but when you play the demo you do, is the voice acting at the start when you get to hear a bit about the people who are behind all this, the story of this game. And not only that we are able to let you hear them and establish that there's voice acting, we also played around a little bit and established that the voice acting is especially acting. It's something that we gave the voice actors a lot of opportunity to push beyond the typical voice over and got to be actually creating some amazing character.
Yeah, kind of give him the leeway to let loose and really add a lot of emotionality to it, which I think has turned out really, really well. You'll notice not all lines in Inescapable are voice acted, but we have a large amount of voice acting in this game, multiple hours of voice acted dialogue throughout. And one of the lines here, for instance, "This is crazy." This is Harrison's internal monologue. Many of you are probably familiar with that. The differently colored text indicates that. And I guess we can continue a little bit so that folks can actually get an opportunity to hear the incredible voice acting that we have.
Yeah, go ahead. I think you're better British out of the two of us. So
this is crazy. I've never been outside of the UK before. Unreal. See you there. Keep the surprise secret, Musketeer. Which of the three is organizing this? And which one are we surprising with this reunion?
The 4 Musketeers.
It's been so long. Too long. I wonder if they read the papers.
I wonder what they think of me now.
Me too, Harrison. Blimey. Don't beat yourself up, Harry. You're friends. You've been friends since you could walk. They'll understand. They won't care.
Right?
They'll just be happy to see you. I wonder if they all have a hand in this. Or maybe one of them. But who? If I knew, I could just drop a text telling them I'm on the bus. Ready to depart. Ready to see all of them again. I really miss Sam's parties. Always bringing the right games. Always with the yummy drinks. Man, he was always going, never slowing down to think of the consequences. I guess I got over all the trouble he got us in. But without him, there wouldn't be many adventures to remember. He and Nanette were like night and day, yet they got along great. Nanette has always been a scholar. I wonder what she's doing now. I think calling her Scholar Musketeer again would make her smile. She'd always protest against her title, saying she didn't like to study. But she loved those detective novels. She was smart, and not just mathematically. I think she was the smartest of us all. I'm certain all of us were too shy to say it. Or maybe a bit envious. I don't think Katie would admit it, not even now. I think that's the first thing I'll tell her, though. Meaneth boss musketeer, rememberest thou our adventures of old? I think without her, the musketeers would have never... I should have stood up more. Learned to lead like her. But I was just a boy back then. Anyway, I'm excited to see the past brought back together. One of them is behind this trip. I could text one of them, tell them I'm on the bus heading there. A calculated guess. But I could get it wrong. Blow the surprise. Should I?
And I think that that kind of segment is one of the longest Harrison's like monologues, of course, because we haven't introduced anyone else yet. But it's also the type of writing that we really wanted to go with this in terms of we already gave you so much. Like there was so much already told within those lines, but you don't really yet know the questions to get all the information out of what you were receiving. And this is something that we really wanted to take from the other genre, big genre games like Danganronpa and the Zero Escape series especially, to bring up already a lot of the information to you already. But before you really know how you should read it, you don't get your answers.
Yeah, a little bit of perhaps foreshadowing, even unknowingly, and dropping hints here and there that you can kind of uncover the kind of what exactly is going on a bit later. I think that's a good one. Okay, but who should we text? That's the question. Because in Inescapable, there are a number of different choices, and the decisions that you make throughout the game will shape which of the multiple narrative paths you're put on. And those narrative paths don't just change, the ending specifically. They're kind of different journeys throughout. We're going to say a bit more on that at another time, but I think that that's one of the things that really, really makes Inescapable special beyond these characters that are much deeper than you might initially suspect, and do have their own interesting character arcs, and they also change and react to you depending on how you play the game, which I think is really, really interesting. You see different sides of them based on your own decisions, and you get a different game experience based on your decisions. But not all of that is immediately apparent in the demo. I guess we'll jump in here and say that this is going to be a relatively long game with a pretty long playtime. Joni, do we have an estimate for that we wanted to go for? I think north of 50 hours for the first playthrough is what we're expecting.
Probably something on that range. A little bit depends on the player, of course, but I think the first playthrough can be up to 50 hours. And that doesn't mean that the next time that you're gonna play, it's gonna be just like 5 more hours on top of that. No, you can always expect like 20 more hours on each playthrough when you start to go into different
the game changes pretty substantially based on the decisions that you make, and I think that's one of the things that's quite exciting about it. For now, though, who should we text? That's an interesting question.
Also, before we make that decision, I have to say that was very British of you. I have never heard you speak so fancily before.
Dang old hey, what can I say? I can try on occasion.
But of course, here is again what you get to see in a game. There's not only 1 or 2 choices, but there's actually quite a lot. And of course, you never really know where this leads you. But like Steve was saying, everything has a follow-up, so to speak. Everything will lead to something. So I think at this point, for the sake of this one, I think if a reunion party is being thrown around, it would either be Sam or Katie, in my opinion. But that's all still flipping the coin. So Steve, what do you say?
It's hard to. Maybe you don't want to risk it though. Think about how inconsiderate it might be if you risked it and you spoiled it for everybody. But I think if a reunion's happening, to me, I'm gonna say it's the Party Musketeer. Let's see what happens. On the party bus. Oh, excuse me. On the party bus. Destination, fun time. Weren't we supposed to depart already? Sitting in the passenger seat for once is nice. This is a Denny for sure, but OMG. She
And,
seems excited.
And I'll do stop here before we change the screen a little bit later. This is a moment again where we've been seeing people streaming this, and I so far feel like we have been able to caught almost everyone's attention, either with the gal in the front or the masculine man in the back.
Yeah, that's to say the least. I think both of these characters in this CG, you have two extremely polarizing characters for like the live streamers and stuff like that that have picked up Inescapable thus far. Some people, in the audiences have like, well, how you feel about Eva and how you feel about Giovanni. Like, there's a lot of we'll say it could be contentious. But yeah, definitely two intriguing characters, and two really intriguing character designs as well. She seems excited. I wonder if she's with that big man. Other tourists, I bet. I wonder if we're going to the same hotel.
Oh my god, I love your hair.
Oh, she just jumped to sit next to that short girl with pigtails. Such a sour face she's making. Not a fan of this new acquaintance. The big man's taken a seat at the back. Maybe they weren't together. Oh? They finally closed the doors. I guess we're ready to go. Soon, I'll be with my friends. My true friends. I just hope... Huh? Gas! What's going on?
And that's one of the things I wanted to very much bring out with the writing team when we started working on this project, is that we don't want to delay things more than necessary. We want to go from the point of action to point of action in a realistic manner. Of course, sometimes characters do spend time conversing about things, but it's not something that we might be used when games are translated from Japanese to English, for example, when the conversations tend to be extended outside of what your typical English kind of a conversation structure would be. So here we want, even in the early on, we wanted to get into the start of the story very fast and not spend too much time kind of like setting things up, just enough to for you to get to know a little bit what kind of a person Harrison is.
Yeah, a little bit of character exposition there, but hopefully not more than what is necessary. You want to keep the pace moving, and we do, of course, have a lot to talk about.
Right.
Okay, I'm apparently on two different audio channels, so let's see here. Gotta love this. Video capture device has its own mic aux is there. What happens if I drop this one? Wonder, can I still be heard? We're gonna have to find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Anyway, okay, so maybe that fixed it. Tommy will let me know. He's my guy in the chair, so to speak, for this live stream. But we will continue here shortly. Yes. Huh?
What?
What? Perfect. What happened? Where am I? It's pitch black. I can't see a thing. My phone. It has a flashlight. Here. Wait. This isn't my phone. But it unlocks with my fingerprint. And just to be clear, I'm not, I'm not the type of voice acting you can expect here. This is a streamer-only performance. The actual voice actors are true professionals who do a really good job, as opposed to whatever the heck it is I have going on here. Okay. But it unlocks with my fingerprint. What's going on? Never mind that. The flashlight. Ah, here we go. I'm in some sort of metal box? The bus and the gas. I lost consciousness in that bus. And now I'm in a metal box? I have to get out of here. And now you see, like, one of the things that I absolutely love about Inescapable is, you know, these 3D diorama scenes are really, really beautiful. They add just so much, I don't know, character to the game, I guess you could say. Both in a literal context, there is a character now on screen, and in the kind of context of, like, it is maybe a different presentation than you might normally expect in a game like this. Tell me about this, though, Joni. What's about to happen here?
Yeah, right now, so as you saw, we've got gas in the bus. Now we've been waking up somewhere, which seems to be some sort of a metal container here. And this is we wanted to very briefly here show on what kind of outside of dialogue looks in this game. And of course, there's, as you can see, there's not a lot of here to interact. There's something that clearly is trying to get our attention on the screen. But before that, I think, Steve, you could show that we now have the little UI in the bottom left corner that we didn't have before.
Yes.
Which is basically going to be our, well, center point of our UI outside of the dialogue. And as you can see, it is actually the phone that Harrison just picked up. So we wanted to kind of keep everything in this game either in the world, in the dialogue, or inside the phone that Harrison has. I wonder if Harrison at some point loses his phone, are you able to access systems and messages during that time?
Interesting question. Okay, so it seems like there's only one way out, and that's through. The box opens from this side? This must be one of those, what would you call them, shipping containers? The handle's not moving. What's this? A display of some sort? Tap to attempt to unlock is written on the screen. What's going on? There's nothing else I can do. Here goes, I guess.
This is the first time that you get to witness a puzzle in this game. Surely we are not gonna be zero escape level of like quite constant and quite hard puzzles. Our theme are gonna be a little bit somewhere else, but we do include those puzzles every now and then for the player to need to wrap their head around in order to proceed.
Yeah, and I think these are... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was about to say, like, does it look like it's gonna be challenging one?
Not if you've played this 80 times, like I have, but, you know, it seems like this green line is some type of a, you know, you're connecting to electrical capacitors of some kind or something like that. So let's give this one a go, shall we? Nope, don't want to go that way. Let's go this way. Perfect. I had to add a little drama there because I've solved that puzzle far too many times. It sounds like it's open now. Seriously, what have I got myself into? Please, whatever is going on. And we have a couple of comments in the Twitch stream there. It says very British. Thank you very much. You know, I've been practicing reading this over and over again. How's the audio levels over there on Twitch? Everything good? So bright, so warm. Tropical trees, vines, and bushes. Am I still in Spain?
Hey. Don't scare me like that.
Oh, same goes for you.
Sorry.
She was on the bus. I remember her sitting a few rows behind me.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, I think.
You were on that bus too. Means we're in the same boat.
Huh?
You and me, we've both been kidnapped.
Kidnapped? That makes sense. We didn't end up here by ourselves. Someone is behind all this. The shipping container, the gas, and the bus. The bus! I was going to meet my friends!
Hey, look at me. It's okay. The situation is bad, but let's try to stay calm, yeah? My name's Maria, but everyone calls me Mia. What's your name?
I'm Harrison.
Nice to meet you, Harrison. This might be a weird question, but do you have a phone?
I do, but
It's not your own?
yeah, I've never seen this phone before.
But it unlocks with your fingerprint?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Moreover, you can't call for help either?
I can't call for help?
It appears these phones can't call any numbers.
Why give us phones that can't make calls? Why give us phones in the first place?
I think we'd better try to find the others.
Others?
Now that Mia says it, there are several shipping containers nearby. All of them seem to have their doors open.
Yeah, seems we're the last two to come out. I believe the rest are here somewhere.
The rest?
You mean others from the bus? We all got kidnapped.
I think so. The number of the containers match.
Oh, skipped right over that one, sorry.
So you're going to look for the others?
Yeah, you're welcome to tag along. I wouldn't like to go alone.
Yeah, sure. Strength in numbers.
Danke, Harrison.
Where to?
I noticed a cleared path when I was looking around. There's a sign too. It says resort in English.
Huh? Can you show me?
It's about 10 meters down the beach. This way.
Resort? Is this an elaborate prank?
I see footprints in the sand leading to the jungle. It looks like a way to get to the beach. And the resort, if we are to believe the sign.
The jungle's pretty
bloody
dense,
hell.
but it's certainly a beaten path.
There's
That
an
is,
opening ahead.
Before we move forward, this unlike a few things again what we were doing there. Well, maybe Steve, you look. I think your audio is still coming double to Twitch.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's see here.
While Steve is looking into that, so at this point,
Maybe that's
when we were having the interaction there with Mia and Harrison, getting a little bit of introductions done, what we were able to do there as well was to already show you kind of like how our flashbacks functionality is going to work. You were able to see a little bit of a flashback from the bus when the two characters were introduced there, as well as showing a little bit how showing like different little pieces of environment that the focus points are being showed with this little Polaroid camera picture.
These will play a bigger part later on, I'm guessing. And I might not be guessing, but let's see. I can see
A pool! And people!
OMG, no freaking way! Even more people? Party!
And this is the moment where of all the streams that I've been watching, it immediately turns into complete south or complete north in terms of if you like this character or this couple of these characters, if you like them or not. What I'm happy as a creative director of this, and what I really like from our writing team is the fact that well, there's no in between with some of these characters. You either really love them or you really hate them.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of interesting. There is they are quite polarizing, but I think that there's more to each of these characters than maybe what you see in just this demo. And by maybe, there is a lot more to these characters than what you see in this demo. And so seeing how they evolve and seeing how they react to your actions, I think is something that's quite intriguing. And I think a lot of people are going to have fun with that. And yeah, it's very exciting to see, people responding to some of the characters already, and maybe good and bad ways. Ava is definitely an interesting one.
Kidnapping is certainly interesting in this day and age, if it involves parties.
WTF? I didn't mean a literal party. LOL.
You can probably start to understand why.
Even the redhead, she was on the bus. That makes, including me, 11 people.
Welcome to the Abduction Hotel! My name is Isaac. I am your local guide. Are you excited for your new adventure?
So it's confirmed. We've been abducted, as I suspected.
So Isaac already kind of like making sure that you're not supposed to be, let's say, lukewarm with the personalities that we got in the among the other contestants.
Yeah, definitely doesn't seem like it. They seem unfazed by this ordeal. Are they victims or enemies?
Oh, yes. Hi, I'm Ava. You probably totally know me from my viral meme. LOL.
What's with her? She's a living meme, making faces? A meme-based personality is going to get old fast.
Yeah, you're the cape up my face girl. It's like meeting a celebrity.
I bet that there's been.
You bet there's
I bet there's been googling on the said meme after the launch of the demo.
Kebab
And
my
I
face.
have.
Yeah, that's.
I have yet to Google it myself. I would suggest anyone to do that in incognito because it might give you something that you don't want to have in your search history.
Yeah, it might give you weird results. We have no idea. I've not checked it myself either.
I'm Maria, but do call me Mia. This is Harrison. He was the last one.
Huh? No, don't put me on the spotlight. In the spotlight like that. Oh, that's hard to do in a British
Hi.
accent.
Harry.
Giovanni Lombardi. Pleasure.
Can't believe this is happening. We're doing abduction intros. Big guy. I remember him from the bus.
We told each other our names when we got together. Don't be shy, boyo. Meet the rest.
No.
Wait, not to be rude, but shouldn't we focus first on what's going on? Why we're here? Who kidnapped us, maybe?
Is everyone here against their wishes? And was everyone on the bus?
Confirmed.
Yeah. Wish they also abducted my bikes too.
Abducted his bikes. What?
The bus was probably a setup then. Any contact with who did this? Idea what they want?
Not yet. However, once the abductors contact us, I advise everyone to follow along as you are told. Buy time, but do not resist.
What? No, we should do what the police would do. Fight back. I think.
And again here,
She
as we've
seems
been
weirdly collected. Whoops. Go ahead, sorry.
as we've been seeing here, like I was mentioning earlier, how we already layer so many things to tell and show about these characters, but they're kind of like being pushed a little bit behind curtains, while they're still very like visible. If you know what to ask, you can already know at this point quite a lot about these characters. If you do your second playthrough or third, fourth, fifth, sixth, every time you should have a piece of, not a piece, you should have a basket full of more context, and all of these even early game conversations start to give you more, and will eventually help you understand kind of like how to navigate your way in order to get on those different routes.
I can't be the only one who's freaking out.
I didn't catch your name, Miss...
Valérie d'Orléans. My pleasure.
Oh, hi. I forgot I'm done. Sorry, a bit frazzled. Not well.
You forgot you're done. Hey, no worries. I sometimes forget I'm Mia.
What? I think she's trying to cheer him up. I can't shake how weird it is that everyone's kind of calm, but I guess I don't know how much time has passed between each container opening and this gathering.
Nah, name's done. I'm done. Yeah.
Lumi.
Vulgairement interrompu. I was not done talking.
I'm guessing that means rude interruption, but my French is not super great.
Pretty much, yes. Rude interruption or vulgar interruption. I think it's the officially what she's saying.
Translation, yeah.
And the thing, of course, here you start to see, like I was talking about the Europe before. You can very much see it not only in the characters in terms of their nationality, but also in how they speak. And we were able to, for many of the characters, able to get native speakers from their nationalities. But unfortunately, of course, there are some countries that we decided from Europe that don't have that big of a voice acting pool or English voice acting pool, so we were not able to get one for every character. But in the end, I feel that we were able to do a strong. We were able to have a strong outcome in the in these characters and with their languages and accents.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that I personally love about Inescapable is the voice acting.
Sorry.
Annie is Annika. Annie is a bit scared.
Excuse me?
Yeah? Annie just shared that Annie is Annika. Annie is from Sweden. Annie is 20 soon. Annie likes fika and goodies.
Are you alright? Why are you...
Huh?
She was like that when I got here. I didn't break her, lol.
One could only guess why the woman refers to herself in the third person. Intriguing, however. Something I could adopt myself.
Please do, Isaac.
Isaac likes the grandeur of it.
Okay. What about you two?
Mia just gently brushes past how absurd and unhinged he seems to be being. She's pointing at the grumpy-looking woman and the short, guy? I don't remember them on the bus, but maybe they were there too.
Francisca. Nap.
This is Hunter, kind of weird person doesn't like fries. You'll get used to that, trust me.
Who's Hunter? They told me their name's Dick.
It's both.
Dick, Hunter?
Stepped right into that one.
Oh, already calling me names? Dick move if you ask me, Blondie.
Miss, that's not what I meant.
Franks, in this situation, how demented.
How should we call you then?
Yelling works. My hearing's kinda bad, so don't whisper. Vaya meu Deus, name! Give real name! Why so hard?
I don't know why, but that line, I just love it. It sticks in my brain every time I have to fill in like an online form. Name. Give real name.
The gas got to him in the bus. Thinks he's neither girl nor boy. I call him boy. He looks boy.
Agenda. In this economy. Boomer.
Giovanni showing his age here. Of course, we wanted to to keep the characters, even we go with very big personalities here, we wanted to keep the characters still realistic to what they could be in terms of where they knowledge, where their beliefs are. We wanted to keep this somewhat grounded when it comes to the realism with these characters, which is again a little bit different that what we wanted to do instead of Danganronpa, for example, which is a lot bigger, like a lot bigger genre game.
Yeah, they do have gigantic personalities, but they are still somewhat grounded in reality. I think that's important to understand. And these characters come from all sorts of different backgrounds and life circumstances and things like that. So they end up, being, well, some of them are absolute basket cases, but some of them are also, like Mia, just more. How would I say, like? A more typical representation of what you might see, as opposed to someone like Eva. I don't know. There's a lot more to these characters as well than maybe what initially leads on.
Mr. Swiftgram, they just don't want to be stereotyped. What's so effing hard?
Oh, they're non-binary.
Token character. Although, come to think of it, all these people seem a bit odd. That Swedish girl is in a maid outfit like she's at some con. This dude's wearing a sporty suit.
Yep. Can't be arsed with stereotypes and expectations.
Now I'm curious if they're a boy or a girl. But I guess that defeats the point. I shouldn't really think like that. They're they.
Could you give us a name, please?
Huh? Ringing? The phone.
And extra points for anyone who recognized the ringtone, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. God, I love that song. Rather, everyone's phones are ringing.
This must be the abductors. Do as indicated. Follow the instructions.
Oh no. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. They're all answering. I guess I'm answering too.
Good day, everyone. I am Naima, one of the producers, and I am here to answer some of your questions.
This is where shit kicks into high gear. Now you kind of get a glimpse at just exactly what is going on here on the island. And immediately it's like, wait, what do you mean producers? And as we all know, behind the curtain, so to speak, on the other side of the equation is, well, they're here to participate in a twisted reality TV show.
Sup, fuckers? Name's Naomi, and I'm here to annoy you.
Did you actually kidnap us? WTF?
Where are we? What do you want with us?
I've got some questions too.
I love it. He doesn't voice any of them. He just makes it clear that he does indeed have questions.
One at a time. Settle down. Don't talk over each other.
I mean, he is the type of guy who noticed that others had some questions, so he just informs that, hey, when those questions are being answered, like I would like to be next on the line.
Yeah.
I did prepare an intro speech. I would not like it to go to waste. Let's look at the big picture, shall we? You lucky few have been chosen from among many people we've been shadowing.
Steve, if you hide that, we get to see Valerie there as well. And this one was one of the kind of like a crucial pictures for us to work on here. First time where we get to show everyone together, but also show them as equally being part of this show, with every one of them getting the call from the producers, and really finally kind of hitting in the face where what is going on.
And that music coming in is sick, by the way. Absolutely love it. So another note regarding the music of Inescapable is that we have, of course, music in this game from our very own Matias Lehtoranta, as well as from the Zero Escape composer Shinji Hosoe. And both of them have contributed some truly amazing tracks to Inescapable's soundtrack. And I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. And this is indeed one of my favorite tracks. You lucky few have been chosen from among many people we've been shadowing. This is an interesting line that I think you can kind of start to get the cogs turning as why might they have been chosen? That's an interesting question for me, at least, to begin to consider.
Also, there's the one thing that not many people pick up immediately, but the fact that they say that they've been shadowing them does mean that they do probably know a lot about them. And this is one of the ways where we already tell you like immediately here something relatively big like that, but you kind of might brush it aside here. But already even during the demo, you can start to see that they know about you a lot of things that you don't know how they got it.
Yeah, being under observation probably indicates that there's something here that they've got access to a great deal of resources for one thing, or at least that's what that would indicate to me. And of course, they've transported you to an island with a lot of top tier technology. This is a suspicious lot, we'll say. Lucky few.
Your current location is Tropical Paradise.
Sorry, I just want to take a moment to appreciate that music because when that guitar comes in, it's just so sick.
As you've already noticed, you are in a resort. We'll go over the facilities later. You'll be participating in a show. Because of its nature, your participation is involuntary. Hence the kidnapping! You got it?
Thank you for making it easy to understand now.
Yes. I would not have understood why I had been kidnapped until that moment.
Imagine that one time when you wished you could have just punched someone? Now you can!
I'm just kind of thinking, at this point, everybody's just met each other, and someone just kind of sizing up someone else and just giving them a quick decking is probably, not that feels like the more video gaming approach that most people would want to take.
That's actually pretty funny. In many of the streams and YouTube videos, by now, the content creator has already once said that, oh, I want to punch him or her. And
yes.
I love the fact that we were kind of able to put this line here to kind of call them out. Okay. Being like, we already know that you didn't like someone, and you kind of were talking about pushing them into the pool or punching them. And many of them have been at this point be like, oh, I feel called out for what I said, or punch someone like I said 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our viewers on the internet will observe you over the course of the next 6 months. The current date is September 15th, 2017. Your phones are accurate. March 11th of 2018 is your last day on this island.
This is another thing.
You're stuck here with no rules.
This is another thing that we decided to do differently from the genre, what genre normally does. Normally, genre actually throws it a little bit into the future, so that there's a lot of like technological things or stuff like that that can be involved. But we deliberately decided to take this into the past. Now there's a few reasons for that. One of them, of course, being that when we wanted to tie this into the real world, in a way that we want to bring like real cities and real happenings, we kind of wanted to be like pre-pandemic.
Right. I think also it's based on a true story. No, I'm just kidding. Not a show I'm familiar with, at least, but maybe. Yeah, but that's a really good point. Is a lot of things changed, pretty drastically in the beginning of 2020 there. So it makes sense for this to be set pre-pandemic. Yeah, because it kind of felt like we were all trapped on an island for a while there.
You can do whatever the fuck you want. I can already give you some ideas.
This is totally not the kind of show I was promised. Like, breach of contract.
This is an interesting point, is that apparently Ava was already promised a show of some kind. So how you get to the island, I do wonder, was she kidnapped like the rest, or, was... If she already was aware that there was going to be a show, did they just have to kidnap her in order to make it, seem, well, scary? Really interesting. It brings a lot of questions.
I can't do this. I have a competition to attend to.
Half a year! No, please, I have siblings I must take care of.
And this one is a really strong line here that I've been noticing. A lot of people, even though they might play this quite fast at this point, a lot of people have latched on to this particular sentence here, and then later on realizing kind of like a Mia's situation in terms of as a caregiver to her siblings,
right,
before we start to talk more about it in the later points in the game. But which has been really interesting to me, because that was not a line that I thought that so many people would pick up out of all these options. This one seemed to be one that a lot of have taken like a mental note immediately.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that sticks out to me is, like, if you're a caregiver for somebody and something happens to you, what the hell do you do? Like, how, the panic and the fear that goes along with that of, like, well, she's got little siblings that, like, how are they going to eat, etc. This is a pretty emotionally intense line if you stop to think about it. No idea what that means, but it doesn't sound so happy.
It's basically saying, and I pardon my French, bitch, you are fucking crazy.
Okay, I like it. Chaos again. Can't blame them for yelling for answers. Maybe I should ask something too.
Quiet! Don't make me bring out the nukes already!
No questions for you.
To make up for the inconvenience and to offer some incentive, all players who are alive at the end of the 6 months will receive 500,000 euros.
500k? That's my salary for 20 years. But alive?
Alive? Hello? What? I can't make videos, Dad.
You're crazy if you think we'd kill just for 500k.
Whoa, Gio. Nobody said anything about killing just yet. Like, my man, your mind went there pretty quick.
That's the interesting part on how all these different characters who we try to keep as like human as possible, how they react to Naomi and Naima saying that you can do whatever you want, and how different characters' mind in this stressful situation jump into different places. We see that there is Eva, who is worried about her like influencer career, and then Giovanni is getting worried that this will involve killing.
My assets are worth more than 500k, as you are undoubtedly aware. I would like to purchase our liberation for 750k per head.
Ooh, Miss Moneybags over here.
And it's been funny because some people have been mentioning it, like a lot of people don't like Valerie from the get-go. Of course, it's understandable, and we kind of anticipated that much. But some have noticed the thing that this is the moment where Valerie actually said that, hey, I'm ready to give almost 10 million so that we don't need to do this. Like, that all of these 10 other people that I don't know get to safety as well.
Yeah, I mean, that shouldn't go unnoticed. I wouldn't say it's entirely a selfless thing to do, but it's definitely a good gesture in the right direction.
Your liberation will occur at the end of the 6 months, Miss Diolion.
This also kind of indicates about the kind of resources that the producers have access to. Is they're not going to be swayed by this substantial amount of money.
What you do on the island, however, is up to you.
Which makes you wonder, just how much are they being paid by their audience, to put on this little show.
Our job is to make the show interesting.
It's got to be a lot, and I would imagine there's a lot of security measures in place, to make sure only the kind of clientele who are willing to pay big. And this is just total conjecture. I have no idea about this element. I've intentionally kept it a secret so that I can give authentic reactions. I would imagine they're getting quite a lot of money because I've seen people question like, oh, wouldn't they be worried about the laws or whatever the case may be when they leave? And I think that's probably where this is headed, is that the clientele is very, very, how would I say it? A very narrow clientele wants to watch something as twisted as this.
If you manage to entertain the audience, there won't be any need for us to intervene.
Yeah, and I think the...
You get rewarded! We might double the money or offer free therapy for life!
I loved the KooTuber response to this. Free therapy for life? Like, okay, you know what?
I'm gonna murder all of these. No, but and yeah, I think beside the free therapy, what you were mentioning about the audience, it's a really interesting thing again, because of course games and stories are completely subjective experiences for everyone.
Of course.
And
yeah.
It's been really interesting to see how some have picked up the fact that we only talk that this is gonna be, streamed to the internet. I think Naima said that a little bit earlier. And your point of like the clientele not being everyone, because of course if it was everyone, it would be there would be repercussions, and there would be probably already some like police coming and rescue them or figuring out hijacking the frequencies, etc. But there's a story there, and nothing, and I can tell everyone that nothing in this game is just like out of the whim. Everything has been thoroughly planned and tried to keep as realistic as is possible in fiction.
Wow, that's super exciting because now, I mean, like, even being quite close to the development of this, blah blah. Apparently, some switch just flipped in my head, and I couldn't talk. It's all the British accent, I think. But being so close to the development of this, I've wanted to keep certain elements of mystery, even for me, so that I can give, like I said, authentic reactions. And now it's exciting to see where the story will go in that particular angle. And there are a lot of, of course, you have to take liberties in fiction, but I think that this does stay quite grounded, and that makes it both intriguing and exciting.
See? It ain't that bad.
There has to be a catch to all of this. Is it even worth losing 6 months of my life?
And intervention would involve blackmail.
You might not have rules, but we still want to make it worth it for the viewers. There will be no videotapes to drive you, but we encourage unlawful behavior. Our intervention depends on the magnitude of your non-participation.
Yeah, they're not going to put on a boring show. If you start to bore, I think you might get poked and prodded a little bit, is what this is indicating.
Yeah, definitely. It's still a show. So if, like many said that, hey, we're just gonna have a 6 months, we're just gonna chill by the pool and enjoy it, you can be certain that the producers are gonna be there to make this show interesting and have their hand in it.
I would just turn it into a cooking show. I'm just grilling the whole time, and people fall in love with it.
You would need to fight Annie for that.
Yeah, that's true, and she seems quite strong.
To be discussed later. We hope it won't happen with so many opportunities available. Speaking of intervention, you will be delivered supplies via airdrop. Food, goods, entertainment, all that stuff. Play dirty and we'll even give you luxury shit.
So this isn't a typical, survive on a deserted island with, you're not cracking together coconuts here. At least that's not the implication. There is, of course, well, you're going to get airdropped some stuff, and you might even be able to get yourself a little something extra.
This is your chance to be over the top and win big, with no fuckery from the law.
Rest assured, my lawyers will hear of this as soon as I escape.
I'll be waiting. Meanwhile, if I can direct your attention to the hotel behind you, we'll now go over the resort facilities and what you can find on the island.
Oh, Annie has a few questions.
I would like to inquire about a few things too.
Yeah, questions!
Blah blah blah, you got 6 months, they can wait! Results, then maybe we'll answer more stuff! Maybe!
This again, you can see that the time is moving forward, and 6 months is not only something that we wanted to bring into the game as a story point. No, it is an actual mechanic that will affect everything, and it is actually everything else is just like in real life, following time.
Yeah, 6 months is not just a plot point. It's an actual mechanic to work with. That's a very interesting point that I think we haven't entirely, made clear just yet. Some folks, obviously, who have played the demo have kind of seen that, but now that's I think a thing that people will be paying a bit more attention to.
I suggest you keep them charged and in good condition. And that's how we keep in touch and all that jazz.
That and all the cameras.
I've noticed a few cameras here and there myself, but now that they mention it, feels like there's one in every corner.
Remember to smile. And if you have any plans to be interesting, please be in good view. And yes, there are cameras in the jungle. For now, no phone entertainment. Get to know each other first. Then we'll send you music and shit. Again, play dirty and you'll get more than just music. You'll also need the phone to open your room. Not only to enter, but also exit. That's how we ensure you don't leave your phone inside. You'll find shared toilets, the hotel and the restaurant, and in an undisclosed room.
And at this point, a lot of the genre fans start to already making their, predictions on how the phones and the locks are gonna be playing out in later on the game. And of course, they might.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's interesting. This gets me thinking, though, and this is super well planned by the producers. Is this the first time they've run the show? Things start to, the cogs start to turn in my head. I'm like, I don't know. I love it.
Toilets? You've got to be shitting me. What about showers?
No pun intended. Or
The shower room is shared and does not require phone access.
That makes things dangerous.
There are also showers by the pool and in an undisclosed room.
What? Shared showers?
That's what she latches onto instead of in an undisclosed room. What is the undisclosed room?
Agree. Absolutely barbaric.
Yeah, Annie has a lot to clean.
Weird.
Whatever, you'll survive. Maybe. The other shared rooms are in the restaurant or bar and the kitchen. More will unlock later. The restaurant fits everyone comfortably and offers dining tables. You'll find the kitchen already equipped for more than 2 weeks. And as it said, rest later! You break the doors, we break you! That means you're not gonna damage any of the equipment to fuck with the show!
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea.
So no touching cameras either! You do that and you get no food and starve! You die!
I like that the Naomi's always making sure that everyone understands, if you don't get food, you starve, and that means you die.
Yeah, she's definitely reinforcing the fact that they are holding the reins here.
No rules for how you behave in the group, and no laws to hold you back. But this is still a show. We need functional equipment. Don't mess with the production. If one of you fucks around, everyone pays the price.
This is an effective deterrent, because if you start to be the reason why everyone pays the price, I don't think people take too kindly to that sort of thing.
Pardon me. I want to ask about the infrastructure. Is the water drinkable? What can you tell us about the pipeline and electricity?
Sounds like you're planning to stay.
Gio's bold, assuming he can somehow manage to get off the island.
Clever. No, the water is not drinkable. If you run out of bottled water, you must boil it.
We would also need a filter.
starts to tell you a bit about Lumi and where her mind goes, and what kind of individual she is.
Electricity is the air generator, and you'll be getting fuel for it. Any other questions?
I made a list.
I was about to ask what with, but he wrote it on the phone.
It had better be about facilities and not some other shit.
Can't we negotiate, please? I have a family.
You're not the only one.
We're more than willing to make deals, but none can involve your escape.
Intriguing.
But if you're telling us you'll be someone for 10k, we'll consider it.
Steve, would you punch another person for 10,000 euros?
Depends on who. I mean, there might be someone I punch for free, you know, like anytime I see a Nazi
or a person that you would pay to punch.
You know, we'll discuss off air. Pre-negotiated. Hey, for 10k, if we split it, I'll let you punch me.
Our families will find out we're kidnapped. Justice will be done.
Of that I too am certain. You cannot kidnap me and go unnoticed.
We are aware. I suggest you enjoy the resort for the next few months. Nobody will come to save you. Nobody will hear you. Nobody will know where you are.
Just makes me think MMA fighters go through a lot more for a lot less than 10k.
Yep.
You know, so there's people out there definitely willing to take a shot for 10k.
Welcome, Inescapable.
With this music, this moment, I love this. I love this line and the delivery and the music in the background. I feel like I'm going to puke or have a panic attack. This isn't real. This can't be real. I'm a lab rat for some sick fucks who want to see us kill each other. Mum, Dad, please help me. I can't breathe. I can't.
Harry, it's going to be fine. Look at me.
This can't be real.
It's a horrible situation, but we're alive and relatively well. We will manage.
See, bad, but we will manage.
Giovanni has some truly cat-like features, you know, these like amber eyes and yeah.
They said they'll provide food and take care of us. All we need to do is take a vacation for 6 months. Could be worse.
Thanks, guys.
Do what you want as long as you make this interesting. My welcome gift to you all are some pieces of information to start conversations with. Be sure to check those out on your phones at your earliest convenience. We might provide more information the more you provide our viewers with entertainment. Don't go messaging us daily! We've got a job to do! Message each other! Adios! Have a good day.
They're gone. I wish this was the point where I'd wake up.
If only I was a necromancer to grow you a spine, Harrison. This is an opportunity to experience something almost nobody else can. Embrace it! However, I think the experience can wait. I personally feel exhausted after that gas.
Yeah, my whole body aches, and I still feel kind of nauseous.
Annie thinks we can meet in the morning. Annie will make food, and we can talk. Annie would like to check the resort locations and get to know everyone better.
All right. Oh, which one's my room?
Use the phone. See which unlocks.
Using their head. And so, almost all scattered to their rooms. They're all handling this so well. Maybe it is a prank after all. That's why they're not freaking out, right?
Hey, Harry. I wanted to ask, maybe you'd like to have a walk and digest all of this?
A walk? I guess a walk could help. On the other hand, it would be good to see my room, get some rest. Maybe try and gather my thoughts of what I could do, of what I should do.
So, like, everyone else literally went to their room? Oh, boring! You two want to come and have a party in mine?
Thank you, Eva. I think I'd rather have a walk. Harry?
Heh, she's so bubbly. Shit, what do I do? Interesting. Another choice presents itself. What do you think, Joni?
Yeah. Of course, this one again, like I said earlier, all the decisions that you make will have effect, and it's not just like what the next few lines are gonna be, but everything has long-lasting effects. And here, of course, everyone else already in their room, so your options basically be like, you know, follow the lead of others and go to your room, or well,
break the mold in one
yeah.
direction or another. Yeah. Interesting. Do we have anyone in the chat that we want to... do we have a direction there? Maybe... Do we want to party with Eva? Do we want to go for a walk with Mia? Or do we want to go to our room alone? Now, I think going to my room alone is probably what I would do in this circumstance because, well, I've just been gassed on a bus and I'm on some kind of crazy island with a bunch of strangers. So, you know, that's an indicator for me that I probably need some alone time just to recuperate. But what do you think?
Here is I actually been seeing like majority the gameplays that I see. This is kind of like a point where people tend to pick Mia or Eva. So for this stream that we have going on for now, I think we could go to my room alone and kind of show it to the players that there is also outcomes for this kind of option as well.
I don't feel very sociable. I think it's best I take a moment to analyze the situation.
Thank you both, really. If we have to stick here for a few days, we'll get to do those things. But right now, I need some time to think and recover.
If you need me, don't hesitate to text.
Samies, we can like poke each other for company.
Certainly, same. See you tomorrow.
So I just waved the phone in front of the handle and there. Not sure what I expected. It's a room. A camera, some items, and a large gift bag. And a note. Some personal items from your bags and swimwear. How thoughtful. Ugh. I suppose I'm accepting reality as it is. Fear is truly the enemy of the mind. The mind killer. The gas still has me hazy. I wonder what day it is. Not long since our abduction. Wonder what Mom and Dad are thinking. I wish I could tell them I'm fine. I hope I'll be fine. That bunch, at first glance, they seemed alright. In retrospect, they all seemed so calm because I was freaking out. But I think each of them has a way to cope with this. The humor, the jabs, bunch of strangers making the best out of a bad situation. Maybe not that maid. I don't really get her. Is she cosplaying? Part of me wants to find out what their deal is. Why handpick these people? Surely, as that Valerie girl said, taking someone famous won't go unnoticed. At the end of the day, survival seems to be the game. Escaping is... Could I really dare to think of escaping? We're 11 people, but with no idea where we are. Too tired. Mental note to find out each person's strengths and figure out what we'll do. So Harrison, you know, isn't entirely a blank slate here. You do get to influence his actions, but Harrison does have his own kind of personality and his own, you know, moral fiber. And it'll be interesting to see how the island influences that and how decisions shape it, because as we've mentioned, you know, many times now, you are his moral compass. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's without his kind of own direction.
Yeah, definitely. We didn't want to have a protagonist that basically is just an avatar for the player. We wanted to really have as full-fledged character as everyone else in the game are. He's still the culmination of all of his experiences up until this point, and how they have formed him to be this guy that he is on the day when he gets kidnapped. And after that, you get to have your hand on it, like what kind of what kind of experiences he's gonna have and what kind of character that he will become.
That's a good point. Alright, I don't know if I can do Annie's, but... Annie wants to make breakfast! Annie invites everyone to breakfast with Annie! Annie found food ready to be cooked in the kitchen. That's nice of you. I'll come help. Yeah! Sweet. I'll be there. Annie wants to make food alone. Annie wants to treat everyone. Alright, okay, it seems a little sus. Like, you know, I don't know, at least to me, I'm like, wait a second. Well, that wouldn't make for much of a show, though. I think the producers, like, I wonder would they intervene in that way? It's like, if Annie's just like, I'm gonna get everybody out of here real quick and spend 6 months on the island alone.
But yeah, it's a great point. A lot of people are like, okay, Annie is acting very suspiciously, but we gonna see. And I think for your question as well, like I said, they've been shadowing you for a while. These producers do know more about what you probably gonna do than what you would like to think.
Yeah, kind of want to look around first. But food tasty. Am literally going to die without emojis. Let's not wander around alone. It could be dangerous. Investigating the premises seems like a wise choice. Then perhaps eating together first, and we'll check the area after. Works for me. See. Agreed. He texts like a boomer. Annie is happy. Annie will start cooking right away. Everyone, come here. Breakfast with a bunch of strangers. Great. I guess it's a good idea to get to know them a bit, especially if we can't escape before the 6 months is up. I can smell the food cooking. That must be bacon and eggs. I hope it's not poisoned or something. Looking around, everyone arrived in a timely manner. Yet it's all just so awkward silence. I'm guessing everyone is kinda hungry, and by the looks on their faces, everyone's on edge. Not that girl. She's fidgeting on her phone. It's a bit weird. She's just so joyful. A notification? Not my phone.
Gee, this is boring.
Not your phone though, but it seems that you do have a couple of notifications there.
It does. Here it seems we've got a text message from Ava. There's no clothes. There's no emojis. Cute bikini though. I send pics later. And AC, like talk about lifesaver, XOXO, TTYL. Everyone check bios. Lol. OMG, WTF, who even wrote this? Why is Sasha question mark all over the place? It's a mystery. Where are you from? Not telling you. Is your name really Sasha Smith? Sounds just as basic as John Doe. Exactly. Onni likes what Onni has. Cup size? Blood type? They should have put more effort. Sasha, you don't have to be afraid. You can share with us. There has to be a reason why their info is obstructed. I paid them to do it. Maybe they don't know where Sasha's from. Maybe. Leave Sasha alone. Go under a blanket, cry, then film yourself saying that. WTF? Memes are my thing.
That's also a little bit of an age check on
on
the player, if they remember the video about leaving Britney alone.
Oh,
but that said,
this is boring.
But that said, that we do have bios there.
Yes, that's true, and this gives you a glimpse that the phone is actually going to be quite often used throughout Inescapable, and it will play a pretty major role in a number of different areas. Here we have Annika Eklund. Nationality Swedish, age 19. Onni is 20 soon. Height 164 centimeters, bust 119 centimeters, weight 76 kilos, waist 81. You can read. I'll continue. Annika is a people pleaser and capable of establishing personal boundaries. It shows in her choice of work. She's a maid by occupation and by nature, it seems. She's great with repetitive physical labor, but don't bother asking her to perform complicated tasks. Oddly enough, she refers to herself only in the third person. Strong indicators of a learning disability. Onni has no family or close friends to speak of. It's important to note that these bios have been written by the producers, the crazy-ass Naima and Naomi. So if they get a little unhinged, that's, it's part of the game, I guess. Don is... Okay, I can't say this one. Yoni, you're going to have to help.
Zotemelk.
Zoetemelk. Okay, nationality Dutch. Age 25. Pretty tall. I mean, in comparison to me. 84 kilos, type A blood. Don is a gullible Adonis. As a professional cyclist, he pays meticulous attention to his health and fitness, and it shows. He's extremely competitive and has had high-level success on the Dutch cycling circuit. He has a strong sense of conviction and is prone to borderline unhealthy levels of hero worship. In all honesty, he's a bit of a narc, really. Despite multiple attempts, our operatives were unable to gather intel on his strong aversion to avocado. Ava Tam. Nationality, Estonian. 22 years old. Ava is a D-list internet celebrity and Swiftogram influencer. Most of her notoriety is tied to the Kebab My Face meme and her appearance on Estonia's Järvemaja reality TV show. How many people do we think are pronouncing that one right?
we could make a whole video where all the streamers are trying to get Järvemaja correctly.
Yeah, exactly. Just over and over again. Please do. Don't listen to how I pronounce it. I shouldn't have said it even. Just go and try and pronounce it. She supplements her rather expensive pursuit for fame with a day job as a makeup artist, which comes in handy for feeding her hobbies of partying, hooking up, and generally causing havoc and drama. Outside of her flair for high school-style dramatics, she's mostly harmless. Supplementary photos and videos of all kinds can be found on her file, as a number of our operatives ended up on dates with this basket case. Francisca Carrasco. I can't pronounce that even. And Portuguese, 32 years old. So what we begin to see is that not everybody is a spring chicken. Not that 32 is particularly old, but, not everyone is... These aren't your typical Japanese high school students. Francisca is an automotive mechanic by trade and is the sole proprietor of a small auto shop in Braga. She's stubborn, strong-willed, and more than a bit fiery, but she seems to be a good God-fearing Catholic underneath her gruff exterior. She comes from a poor background and was raised as a bit of a tomboy by her father alongside 3 brothers, much to her mother's dismay. This one has a bit of a chip on her shoulder when it comes to the whole eat the rich thing, despite our operatives uncovering some questionable business ethics of her own. Giovanni, our oldest contestant as it seems, 52-year-old Italian, tall as hell, and pretty meaty fella here. Giovanni is a Napoli-based restaurateur and influential politico. He's also the husband of Italian actress and socialite Sofia Bianchi. He has rocketed his way to success and provides a rather lavish lifestyle for his wife and their 2 children. He was raised Catholic and seems to believe in traditional values. He also has a bit of a temper to contend with, which may make for must-see TV. Our operatives had difficulty gathering intel due to his extensive security retinue and a state-of-the-art home security system. Harrison Finn Taylor. Nationality, British. Short little feller, 23 years of age. Harrison is a run-of-the-mill college dropout who has spent the last few years as a mediocre bus driver in London. He's easily startled and not much to look at, but at least he has thick enough skin to deal with the after-midnight crowd on his bus route. Our operatives observed him moping about in pubs, generally being miserable and making awkward attempts at sparking conversation. Isaac Ringvold, Norwegian, middling height, 30 years old, so, middling age. Isaac is a surprisingly well-established jeweler and niche celebrity in the underground goth community. Considering his melodramatic and ostentatious nature, it's hardly surprising that he swoops around cemeteries and goth clubs reciting prose and quoting myths and epics. Generally misanthropic, he detests celebrities, social media, and fun things like Christmas. He views himself as something of an iconoclast, and embarrassingly enough, others seem to agree. Our operatives weren't able to determine the exact cause of the feud, but he seems to be at odds with the local church.
That didn't seem to surprise too many people, but...
No. Lumi Ndiaye. There we go. Ndiaye. Nationality, Finnish. Age, 23. 189 centimeters tall. That's pretty tall. Blood type A also. Interesting. Lumi is a doctoral candidate in chemistry and molecular sciences at Helsinki University, and is held in high academic regard by her peers. This doesn't seem to extend beyond the campus, however, as she has no social circle or romantic partner to note. It might be because she's a bit uptight. She was observed by our operatives waiting 5 minutes at a crosswalk on an otherwise empty street, and proved quite easy to tail due to her absurd height and oblivious nature. Our analysts were able to tie Lumi to several pseudonyms currently being used to publish research articles on chemistry and related subjects. Maria Strauss. Nationality, German. 23, quite short, pretty little. Blood type, B. Maria is an unemployed programmer living at home with a number of siblings. She recently resigned from her job as a front-end developer at a software company. She now passes her time playing video games and watching an odd assortment of true crime and children's TV shows. She appears quite fond of carnivals and festivals, but proved among the most difficult contestants to track due to her constant vigilance.
It's actually funny that a lot of people, when you put video games, true crime, and children TV show, a lot of people tend to say, "Oh, that's me."
Yeah, I've seen that as well. We of course watch a lot of streams. Just for those of you who are maybe watching and hoping, if you stream, there's a good chance Yoni and I will pop in. Oh, I lost it. There we go. Sasha Smith. Nationality, age, height, weight, blood type. Who even knows anything? Sasha has no known home address and no fixed residence. Instead, they're constantly on the move across Europe. They seem to have a soft spot for dubbed movies, especially in German. Sasha's profession is technology-oriented, and they provide unknown freelance services to questionable clientele, including some of our own. A great deal of effort and money was spent by our operatives to keep tabs on their movements across Europe. We should probably have just followed the trail of cigarette butts. And finally, Valérie d'Orléans. Nationality, French. You okay there, Yoni? Okay. Just making sure you're, not falling out on us. Age 18, height 157 centimeters, weight 44 kilos. Blood type B. Valerie is the heiress to a massive French perfume business. She comes from obscene wealth, and with it comes an ambitious and demanding nature, and no small sense of sophistication. Our operatives weren't able to identify her engaging with any potential suitors, and our analysts didn't pick up any chatter regarding other scandals. We were able to observe a strong distaste for sweating and a heavy reliance on a few trusted servants who assist her with daily duties and handle her shopping. Alright, there we have our cast of characters in Inescapable. An interesting bunch. I would love to see character bios for the producers. That would be cool.
You're not the only one. I kind of feel like they have started to rack up some fandom already.
Yeah, it seems like it. And I mean, for good reason. They're proper unhinged weirdos. And there's something about that.
I'll literally die if nobody says a word. Let's talk about stuff you like. I'll start. I like makeup, fashion, TV shows, koftas. I really like kebabs. My biggest strength is my personality, duh. My greatest weakness is that it's hard to perfect perfection.
Oh no, that attitude just screams troublemaker.
You find yourself perfect? How quaint.
Maybe not like perfect, but I'll never settle for less. So like fake it till you make it, yes.
That's the spirit. Work hard, be your very best. I like competitions, good workouts, cycling, and making friends. I'm a pro cyclist, the proest, Flex.
Flex, I hope he's not going to be too competitive.
Thanks for sharing. I'll go next. I like drawing. I'm an aspiring artist. I'm a junior coder. I am good at organizing and management. I have lots of siblings, so like a lot of varied activities. Franziska?
Car mechanic. I like parties, good coffee, football.
Party.
Party.
Women don't have any idea what good football and cars are. I wouldn't trust a woman to fix my car.
Oh god. Here
This
goes
is where you
Gio.
start to, this is where you start to see that not all these people are, sharing the same values, sharing the same kind of like upbringing.
I think as far as characters go, if they did all share, the same kind of background and the same worldview, that would make for pretty boring reality TV. So while you might not love every character or appreciate their perspective, it makes the characters more interesting. Even if that's in a negative way. I mean, at least for me. Vai te foder, gajo. That's a difficult one. I assume that means you're a damn idiot. Or something close. Very good point, Harrison. Misogyny is still rampant, even in this day and age.
Let's not argue over such simple topics. Everyone can like cars and football. And hey, couldn't help but notice Lumi and Sasha would be a great opportunity for you to continue.
Still confused why Sasha gave us the wrong name.
Quiet for a reason. I pass. I'm just listening.
Just one tidbit, one small thing. Tell us about your badges at least.
I like tinkering. I'm an engineer. Pastafarianism is Pog. Earth's a triangle. That's it.
Super, thanks a lot.
Triangle Earther.
I follow social norms, but prefer minimal interaction. I already presented the most crucial information about myself. My hobbies revolve around my studies and green solutions.
I heard fins are cold.
That's good enough for now. Thanks. Harry?
Me? Why me?
I guess I like a lot of stuff too. Shows, games, escape rooms, pizza.
That also sounds like, a lot of folks we've watched playing get that kind of same reaction.
That's about it.
I don't feel too comfortable with sharing more. Too much social pressure.
I will continue from that abysmal performance. As heiress to a great perfume industry, my hobbies revolve around the elite of society.
Bit snooty. Immediately calling his performance abysmal. The guy's just trying to express himself a little.
I have no time for trivial activities. However, fine dining, cheese and wine, magnifique.
Alright, I love cheese.
I'll miss wine. Maybe they'll throw some in the ocean for you to find later.
Alright. Gio will miss wine too, but he wants to be next.
Learning from Annika?
Her cooking skills are no match for me.
Not what I meant.
So you're a chef?
I'm astounded you do not know who Giovanni Lombardi is.
Ragazza, you must watch TV.
I guess that's what the elite of society does.
Yeah, some washed up celebrity. What does ragazza even mean?
You might know me from my wife or my famous restaurants. My chefs make the best lasagna al forno napoletana.
He talks with his hands too. How stereotypical.
Where's Annika with the food?
Soon, kiddo, soon.
Any hobbies?
Maybe I shouldn't have engaged.
Football, like any man up there. Cars, of course, and good quality clothing brands.
Those are not hobbies, but I'll just stay quiet.
Dark kiddo, you're next.
And so the wheel turns. I prefer to be a mystery. One clue unveiled at a time. Aside a good mystery, I enjoy history and messing with the timelines.
Like some watch repairman.
Something similar, but not quite.
He's kinda dramatic.
I would hate to spoil the surprise
Understatement
of what the
of the
future
year.
holds.
Yeah, kinda. Just a little bit dramatic.
I hope the future holds some food. I am starving.
Annie heard that! Annie is now bringing food!
That's fantastic! You're the last to share.
Yeah! Food for everyone!
She's balancing so many plates on her arms. All while holding 2 jugs of orange juice?
Yes! Looks delish!
Don't you need help?
Oh, no. Annie is very strong. Annie can do it. This is one of Annie's hobbies.
Juggling? Alright, woohoo!
I don't think that's
cool.
quite what... Okay.
Hoida, Annie meant serving people. Annie loves being a maid. It's the best thing Annie can do.
Overachiever or workaholic?
I don't really see that as a hobby, but if you like it. What else?
Yeah, Annie likes to knit, go to fika, eat goodies, and watch TV.
Anya likes all sorts of good stuff. Don't know what half of those words are, so I'll just smile and nod.
I don't know what those are, but maybe you can teach us.
Oh, Annie will, but Annie thinks everyone needs to eat first.
Pushy, pushy.
Thank you for the food, Annika. I'm ready to devour.
The food is quite delicious.
So, we're splitting to check the area. See?
The first time I heard that, I thought he was making a joke about we're splitting the check. Like,
Yep.
yeah, I don't know.
I am very
And
much interested to see what this island has to offer.
I love how that is actually something of a kind of like an expectation from people from US compared to, for example, streamers like from Finland don't like pick that up at all.
Yeah, very odd.
Checking what provisions we have sounds like a good plan. We can trust they will keep their word and send us food.
I see no reason why they would break their vow.
Torture, illegal experimentation, blackmail.
Highly unlikely, but we'll have to wait and see, won't we?
Isaac seems to, not quite attribute. Well, they did kidnap you after all. So, like, I don't think it's that far-fetched.
It's settled then. Split up and inspect the premises. Try to avoid using the group chat. We might be monitored.
I want my home. Can that be an option? No? Ugh. Guess I'll look around, too.
And this is where we get to, again, see the game outside of a conversation.
At first, the first part of the map that you get to see is just this little tiny area, but this will expand over time, and you'll get to explore other areas as well. We'll go into the kitchen, see what's what. Actually, on second thought, maybe we'll go to the garden. Lumi looks like she's inspecting the plants. Sasha's on the phone. Should I ask what they're doing or mind my own business? I'm curious what they're doing. I see there's some sort of garden here. How's it going?
Thinking this rationally.
The plants will require maintenance. Most are decorative, but some are fit for consumption. So,
what the?
You think they're planning on having us do gardening? It is likely. She's not really paying any attention to me, rather still focused on plants. And Sasha's just ignoring us. Rude.
Sure.
You're fond of plants. Some of them do look beautiful, quite exotic. Only for research purposes.
Looking back.
Oh, well, some plants are very useful. Like aloe. I think that one over there is aloe.
See.
It is indeed.
Mate. Well.
Good talk.
Sure.
What about you, Sasha? Found anything interesting?
Look here.
Nope. Of course.
Not everything's bad.
Can I ask you why you told us different names?
Not like anyone has
Nope.
secrets, right?
Sorry. Didn't mean to be rude, I'm just curious.
Look here.
Yep, you're rude. Oh no, I really don't want to be the rude guy here. Oh god. Sorry, if you'd explain, I could avoid doing something offensive in the future.
Mind your own business.
You're not offending me.
Looking
I have
back.
trans friends, I wouldn't want to be rude. If I did, it'd be by mistake.
You've gotta be shitting.
Fucking hell, Harry boy. I didn't get my name because I don't know any of you. Don't plan on making friends either, so whatevs. Has nada to do with my gender, fuck. I don't see a boat coming to help us. Maybe it would be better if we were friends.
Not everything's bad.
Oh, I just assumed it's probably a sensitive topic, like a dead name.
Not like anyone has secrets.
It is,
right?
for some. I don't care. You don't have to walk on eggshells.
Mate.
Would you like to share your story?
Ain't that a bitch?
Nope.
Hmm.
Then what do you think of the garden?
Give me some sugar.
Annika and Lumi can take care of it.
See.
Very well. She sounded like she has no choice. I'm not going to be a knight in shining armor, though.
Sure.
What are you doing on the phone?
Look here.
You forgot to tell us your hobby is being an investigator. Mind your business.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. Maybe I should go.
Ooh, girl.
Bye, girl, bye. They'll warm up, right? I'll just go check on the rest. So much for bonding.
And in this moment, you were able to see a couple of things. First, of course, not everything is voice acted, and especially when you get to have the opportunity to go around, there's often so many opportunities that voice acting everything would have been a little bit too much. So for these more directional events that you get while you're exploring the island over your 6-month stay, you find that many of the events are not voiced. And if you, Steve, go to the settings, actually, for these ones when streaming, it's actually quite good that you're able to then put the grunts off, so it will not the characters voicing having those non voice acted small voice lines won't make you wait until when you can read the dialogue out loud.
Right.
And another thing that you were able to witness there was that just like Lumi, Harrison is not exactly great at sparking conversations or having small talk, and he ends up with good intentions sometimes be a little bit too pushy and might not be the most sensible person.
Yeah, I think that happens. Let's see. Alright, we'll see what they're all up to here. I suggest you drop a list with the expiry dates and record all the current inventory. Why? It's already well organized. Oh, Boyo, came to check all this food? Yeah, kinda, sorta. I wanted to see what the situation is, too. Anya was surprised to see so much food. Every drawer is stuffed. Oh, I just kept going with Harrison. Anything from cold meats to rare spices. Anything. There's lots of alcohol, too. Foda, say, now we can get drunk and forget about this. Merda. No, thank you. I'd rather be sober, in case something else comes around the corner. It is, however, curious that the pantry is filled to the brim. Am I too paranoid, maybe? Annie had a hard time deciding what to make for our first breakfast. Annie was overwhelmed in the morning. We should take turns to make food. Make a list. Why would we take turns when we have a maid and a restaurant owner? Ragazza, Gio cooks only for Gio and his kids. Oh, you have kids. She asks about kids, but isn't fazed by his selfishness? Serena and Andrea. I love them more than I love my car collection. Of course, Gio. Annie can cook every day. It's going to be just like Annie's job. That's a lot on the shoulders of one woman. Imagine, that's the first reaction is like, I'm gonna just keep myself grounded in this thing I know. I mean, that's like a very, I don't know. I think that's one way to handle being kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
Taking turns is the mature way of handling this. Are you legal, Valerifilia? Your question has diverse answers based on your understanding of legal. I presume you inquire about my age, to which, yes, I've just turned 18. She looks the youngest. She might actually be the youngest. You could probably take care of yourself then. I was 5 when my siblings and parents stopped babysitting me. Know that I would be able to take care of myself even if I were younger. Annika volunteered to keep her position as a maid. I see no reason to invalidate that. Most people get paid for that kind of work. Is 500k not enough, kiddo? I mean, yeah, you don't really like him, but that's a decent point. Like, 500k is a lot of money. I shouldn't have said anything. That's okay. Ani doesn't mind. Really, Ani would feel bad without the job. We'll spread tasks. Cooking can be one of them. Will be one of them. and will help one way or another. You're optimistic the situation will not escalate negatively. What choice do I have? Take things as they come. No reason to despair. We're not dead. Yet. My family would be outraged if I were to die. I suggest you ensure I survive. I think everyone's family would be outraged? Good point. I also forgot the British. I think everyone's family would be outraged? You are not the daughter of one of the richest men on Earth. That's because I'm a guy. You're not the only one with a rich family, kiddo. Will either of your rich families come get us? Maybe they captured you for ransom. Probably not. What makes you say that? Oh, don't know about you, but I am poor. I guess I'm not heir of famous restaurant owner. Hey, I'll let you handle the food situation. Mia mentioned rationing. Maybe it's worth it? We'll figure something out. Oh, Anya wants to make food tomorrow too. Come early. Okay, so you kind of get to see that, you know, they are already falling into these patterns and like a group social dynamic has already emerged. Hopefully it's, you know, not as simple as the servant underclass and the vulgaire, child heiress.
And here you can see that the day has been split into 3. So we have morning, we have afternoon, and now we're in evening. For the first day, when you get to actually explore the resort, we wanted to give the player the opportunity to come and talk with all of these groups. But even here, this conversation has now changed because you're just coming here in the evening. If you would have come here in the morning, the situation would have been different.
Maybe you can do that later? I'm sure there are still plenty of locations to investigate. Oh, a gym, and Dawn's already working out. There's lots of things here. I wouldn't have expected to see a fully equipped gym. This looks better than most places in London. Totally unprepared. I didn't bring any good outfits for the gym. Yeah, it's great. Maybe they want us to train for some sports. Wait, gym outfits? That's why I'm always prepared, already dressed. I will certainly not lift a single one of these items. Don, perhaps we can see who's interested in coming to the gym with you. But I would like to see the rest of the resort before we get stopped. Bitte. Sure. Gets me hyped, though. Are they really being honest about just enjoying the resort for 6 months? God, my British wore off again. With no extra trickery? That's my plan exacto. 6 months of all-inclusive vacation? Yes. Does she even take this seriously? Indra taught me to be vigilant. Anansi spins her webs with chaos. Indra? Anansi? Think I ate that once. Poor lad. Too much protein powder in the brain. Deities and mythology. Intriguing characters with a lot to learn from their stories. You mentioned you like history. Are you a historian? Nay, an artist with a particular talent for jewel crafting. Wow, that sounds interesting. Wow, indeed. You do great in one of my videos. Let's collab sometime, lol. You're like a game character. I'd be the agile one. Swish, swoosh, swash, alley-oop. Bouncy guy. He's quite energetic. Makes sense, given he's a cyclist. I presume I ought to be the scryer, then. Like a seer? Divination is the strongest form of magic, after all. I'm usually the wise leader when I roleplay with my younger siblings. I am the charisma, duh. What would I be?
Out of all the streams that I've seen, people have been picking most the guest giver.
Quest giver, okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick one path. I tend to dip my fingers in many things. Like me, if I don't crash at least 3 parties in a weekend, I'm sad. You see many paths and choose all. I divine a great future for you, Harrison. I hope you will keep us entertained. as long as everything is fair and balanced. Mens sana in corpore sano. Healthy mind, healthy body, brain and brawn. Oh, hurry. Have you checked with the rest?
Sure.
Yes, but I'll go check some more stuff myself. We'll do another round and call it a day. Keep in touch and make sure you get some rest too.
And with that, our first full day at the resort is over.
Yes, and
This is
of
going
course
to be
there
our
will
dining
be,
hall for
you know,
6 months.
some. As you alluded to, there are choices you can make in conversation, and that will play like a bigger part later on. But in that day, we got to explore as much as we got to have all the conversations that were there, though they might change, of course, a little bit based on, or they might change perhaps a lot based on the time that you do it. Let's see. We do have a text message though, so let's check it out. I almost forgot. Did you have some sort of puzzle to get out of the container? Yeah, like connect the lines, logic puzzle. I had an observation puzzle. I had to break down a chemical formula. I didn't have a puzzle. Just had to run very fast and increase my heart rate. Interesting. Seems like they were tailored to us, sort of.
And again, in one simple text message, we were able to actually establish quite many things. Not only that Dan is dumb, but many other things. Like one thing that quite many people did notice is that Mia started that conversation about that, concluded that conversation, but never shared anything.
Ah, that is a very good point, actually. Yeah, Mia didn't indicate what her puzzle was, if any.
Yep.
A little sus. Little bit sus. Grr, if this is going to be our only dining hall for 6 months...
This place needs a total makeover, lol.
Correct. This girl has too much energy this early, and she's late.
Good morning, Miss Tam.
Hun, I said before, just call me by my name.
Good morning, Eva. A bit late, but glad you joined. That would be all of us. Since we're all gathered here, I think we should discuss some logistics.
Logistics?
Until we figure out how and if we can leave the island, I suggest we meet at breakfast daily.
Honey can make breakfast every day.
Can you, make pancakes each day?
Annie can. We are not beasts who eat the same meal each day. A variety of dishes would be required.
Hi. I can't eat pancakes daily. I need more protein.
Some people might have allergies and dietary restrictions.
Can't agree on breakfast? This has started well.
Let's leave the menu to be discussed at a later point. We
Good
can
refocus.
take notes on who can eat what and when. And, of course, what's available in the pantry.
OMG, first major crisis. What if the food sucks?
We check the fridges.
That is the first major crisis forever.
Yeah, not the fact that you have been kidnapped and you're on an island for 6 months and there's no fucking rules.
We were told that's being taken care of. Remains to see how, yes?
This is going to turn into some sick game of hunger.
Next point,
Touche.
Blondie.
Yes, although, call me Mia, please. We've a
They
few
will
things to
never call
discuss
you
over
Mia.
each breakfast. What was done yesterday, what will be done today. If someone needs help or if there are any questions.
Interesting organization skills. Where did you learn this?
Thanks! Scrum meetings!
Oh, it begins to sound familiar. I like that
Great
Mia is
plan.
well organized.
By all that, you mean routine? Food habits? Exploration?
All of the above. Our focus will be to understand this island. What are all the facilities and possible hidden secrets?
And an escape route, right?
Huh?
Huh? I guess it was on everyone's lips, but the guy is really as subtle as bricks.
I say, we are a diverse bunch, with probably varied skills, among which a maid who can cook and clean, 2 smart individuals with science and math knowledge, a bodyguard, and much more. Survival seems in our favor, unless they suddenly release tigers in the jungle.
Oh no! Annie isn't sure Annie can fix claw marks in clothes.
She's cute. At least she's
I
cute.
scry
Thank God
great
she's cute.
success for us.
And, you know, that brings up a good point, is that if you miss a line, there is, of course, this lovely dialogue log. She's cute. At least she's cute. Thank God she's cute.
And in 6 months, it will rain with riches.
Sister said enjoy, yes, yes? This place is a resort. Fancy frou-frou things. I say we do that. Enjoy, enjoy! Besides, what's the worst that could happen?
Always a great sentence to finish a time slot.
Yeah.
And here again, we're seeing that we have the whole map available.
Yeah. Let's see what Isaac's up to in the kitchen. Actually, maybe Geo in the garden. What's the worst that could happen? Hey, kiddo.
Oh boy.
Come here, I'm bored as hell. Let's talk about men's stuff. You must like football, no?
Oh, let's not engage with football here. This otherwise the stream will never never finish.
Yeah, I think I'll pass on the football. Maybe we'll see what Ava's up to at the pool. Tere Harks. Let's check the sauna, see if it's usable, LOL. Yeah, sure. By the way, Harks? I come up with nicks for all my friends. Duh. Oh, she already considers me her friend? That's so nice of her. Would you like me to call you Avs? That or Ava works. I don't know which. LOL. I'm low maintenance. I see. Anyway, sauna. Lumikos will totes love this. Too bad it's an electric sauna. What's the other option? I'm not a sauna kind of person. It actually hurt me to say that. Like, just to say that I'm not a sauna kind of person. Wooden, where you use an active fire to heat the sauna? So better. Agree. But this is so okay, lol. Surprised, out of all the things, we have a sauna. But communal showers? Ugh, don't remind me. This sauna is going to be my second room, lol. I take it you're a huge fan. Totes. Let's sauna together later. Yeah, later. With a towel and some swimwear, sure. And just like that, you end up progressing, of course, the different time slots.
Also, I noticed that there's a place that we haven't visited at the moment.
Oh, the basement. Yeah, that is a little sus. Let's see what's going on here and what these two are doing alone. Hi, guys. What are you talking about? Oh, Harry. Boy, we're sharing some secrets.
Secrets?
Yeah, I want to know. Secrets? I hope something to help us escape? Unfortunately, nothing new there. No, we were just talking on what we wanted to do when we grow up. You mean childhood dreams? Yeah, I wanted to be a paleontologist. That's when I was maybe 5 years old. Paleontologist? That has to do with historical artifacts and other diggings. I can see that. That was just mostly due to watching Arizona Jack and other movies. Though Dr. Jack was actually an archaeologist. Oh, that just bled through. Alright, Arizona Jack movies were great. What about you, Don? What did you want to be? A police? Taking down bad guys and protecting the weak. Like those action hero police officers from 90s movies. The ones that tell their commanding officer to shut it. They have people to save. I could see Don doing that. You know it, mate. Any door. I meant like a regular police officer. The police and other responders are the real-world action heroes. The first responders save lives at the time of crisis. You're not wrong, but some officers in blue... You're right, Dan. In the end, the police is there to protect and serve. I can see you becoming a great officer, Dan. Thanks. What about you, Harry, pal? Oh, I don't know. You don't know? Back then, I was changing my mind a lot. My friends even called me a tad unpredictable. Hard to believe that. It's true, but I remember wanting to be a detective once. I had decided that I would have a cool walking cane and all. That's the important part of being a believable detective. Don didn't seem to like that. But what do you think were the others' childhood dreams? Oh, I bet Francisca's was... And so not all of the conversations that you might find yourself in end up revealing everything that it was actually said, which I think is an important and intriguing kind of like component. And also, Don's response there was really interesting. Not what I would have expected from him, but I can't quite tell what to make of it just yet. I think, you know, maybe he had maybe he liked the praise he was getting from Mia, and Harrison, you know, kind of started taking some of his shine for a second. I don't quite know. Good morning.
And again...
Oh, sorry.
Sit down. Eat.
Yeah, there's again both of those with Eva and with Mia and Dan. Both of those conversations might seem quite lighthearted and in what we could say like a filler of love. But there's a lot of there, again, that if you know the right questions, you would have gotten a lot of answers in there.
Yeah, and I mean, it really like starts to unveil the nature of their personalities and things like that. And I think, yeah, that was pretty intriguing regardless. I have a
and
name.
Dan's still sleeping. They're missing breakfast.
Ani hasn't seen them the entire morning. Ani will put foil on the food to keep it warm.
How elusive! Perhaps they've eloped.
Don't even joke about that. The hot stud is totally mine.
I really hope nothing bad happened.
It's unlike Mia to be breaking routine, I feel.
Someone like Dan could easily overpower Mia.
Don't worry. The Broyo's probably looking for his bikes.
Broyo. A simple guy is easy to trick, blackmail, and yes.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
There is a possibility the producers are manipulating him. With no rules, the worst could happen.
Dan? No way. His pronouns are he, him, bo. He's innocent.
Again, this pronouns thing. I don't understand you, kiddo.
OMG, not this again.
Let him rant. Doesn't bother me.
Rand, I say nothing but truth. Why? Why would you pretend you're not a girl or boy? Do you have some trauma? Gio can help. Tell me. Are you a boy or a girl?
Rude. Giovanni does have an old school mentality. It doesn't help the situation.
Neither, Professor Maple. I
This
just like to
one-
wear whatever I want without people bothering me.
I'm gonna spoil the jokes for those who didn't recognize the reference. If you check the dialogue log, the last question from Giovanni and Shasha's answer to that one, for those who do know it, maybe notice it there, but tell me, are you a boy or a girl, is how the monologue ends in the first Pokemon game, where the Professor Oak is kind of like introducing the game to you.
Yeah. Professor Maple. Got it. I might have missed that one myself.
Fashion is beyond what is considered standard, one step ahead of peasants. However, what you wear is a tragedy, dear.
Look who's talking.
Mon Dieu, I did not have time to get kidnapped in something more proper.
The exterior is what we present to the world. First impressions matter.
Doubt psychopaths on the internet care for what you're wearing.
Anyone can wear a dress if you stop being a bitch about it for 5 minutes. LOL.
Okay, I gotta say, like, Ava's take on this is actually, you know, that's kind of my take. Like, that was pretty spot on. Like, specifically with if you stop being a bitch about it for 5 minutes.
No. A man must wear what is made for a man. Didn't your father teach you?
Minevitsu.
Okay, I'm probably a bit stuck up in the old ways, but he's the definition of it. I'll eat my food in silence and then look for Mia and Dawn. Hey, been trying to call you. Everything okay? You missed breakfast. Let me know when you see this message. Where are you, Mia? Huh? Mia, I'll be right there.
Hi, mate.
Hi.
There they are, both of them. She seems unhurt. Maybe I let my worrying get a bit out of hand.
You had me worried. I thought something happened.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to use the phone. It's most certainly tracked. Dan will go find Giovanni. Meanwhile, let's look around.
Why? Did you lose something?
Cameras are everywhere. I'd rather talk without being heard. I think there's some even more beautiful flowers in the back. We'll explain everything once Dan's back.
Where could we go? Even the jungle has cameras.
I doubt they have eyes everywhere. Plus, we'll keep quiet.
Can't see any cameras here.
Oof.
It's far enough. Now,
Well,
tell me
goosebump
what you
accent.
want to talk about.
Guys, we found a dock. And there are boats.
Boats as in a chance to escape boats?
Dan found the docks when he was jogging. I was first to wake up this morning, so he showed it to me.
Believe it. We're going home.
The two Diavole will figure out our plan. And there will be punishment.
Not if we're really careful. We could do with a diversion.
Madre di Dio. We don't know where we are or how far we are from land.
I noticed that birds are flying by, which means we're close enough to land. There's a chance Lumi knows more about this, and we can figure out a direction. The boats were basic. They'll need improvements if they're to take us far. We'll need Sasha and probably Franziska to have a look at them.
Merida, what would those two know about fixing boats?
What
Not
do
the
you
time,
know
mate.
about fixing boats?
If they can help, we take the help. This is a team.
Going to the docks again might be too obvious. Best avoid it today. Let's fill everyone in on the plan, but do so one by one. And be careful not to raise suspicion.
Precisely. No phones either, and always in whispers.
Split up. Harry, pal, take Sasha.
Why me? Sasha doesn't like me.
Because I'll talk with Franziska. Dan and Giovanni can take the rest. Not to offend you, Giovanni, but I don't think Franziska or Sasha like you.
I'm not offended. I don't like them either.
We'll use the jungle to cover our meetings. As for diversions... Dan, Giovanni, do you think you can have a pretend fight?
All right, can do. Special ops, done.
I guess the fight will keep the cameras away from the rest. This seems like a massive gamble.
Guess
One
I'll
wrong
go
move,
talk with
and we're
Sasha
fucked.
and we'll regroup later. There you are. I was looking for you.
Pretend I'm invisible.
Time to be the best actor you can be, Harry.
There's something in the fridge I wanted to show you.
A cream pie?
You're so funny. Something like that. Look here.
I'll pass. Not actually interested.
No, look. It's something Annika made for you.
I absolutely love this expression from Sasha.
She saw your spaghetti monster badge and had an idea.
Okay.
Thank you. The fridge will cover us well enough.
What am I looking at?
I just needed you a moment without the cameras. Had to improvise.
Yeah, figured. What's up?
Follow me after this. We found a safe space where we can talk.
Don't try any funny business. I'm well prepared. I don't trust your ass one bit.
Yeah.
Someone
understood.
pointed it well.
So I was thinking
like,
we can thank her by making a garland of flowers.
Someone pointed out that yes, you should never trust an ass because they're full of shit.
Fair enough.
Over here.
Can't help but feel a bit paranoid. What if Sasha turns on me? Or worse? I'm making a massive gamble here. I just have to remember I can't trust anyone.
You're planning either a murder or an escape.
Jesus. The latter, actually. How did you figure it out?
Sus behavior avoiding cameras, desperately trying to draw my attention. You can't do stealth for shit.
I'm trying. It got us this far.
What's the deal?
Mia and Dan found a dock with some boats. We're preparing an escape plan, but the boats will need some fixing up.
Damn, Protein Brain got lucky. Where do these boats be?
Somewhere south of here, but it's best we don't go there today. There might be cameras, and the producers might find out what we're plotting.
Why would they leave a dock with boats for us to find? This seems hella planned.
They're probably not expecting us to try and escape. From what I understood, the boats need fixing, and we need a direction. We were hoping you and Franziska can help out with the boats.
We'd first need to see them, but buoyancy is easy to achieve. The tricky part is patching them up, but Chica might know how.
Chica, Francisca doesn't know of the plan yet. Everyone is being informed one by one, subtly. Giovanni and Dan will act as distractions, so we can go undetected.
We'll probably need to act fast. Get food, get materials, skedaddle.
Food?
We don't know how far land is. We'll need water and food just in case.
Sasha proves to be a font of information. Oops. I wonder how they become so knowledgeable about survival, or, well, planning.
Details to be ironed out while we're fixing the stuff. Once they notice, we're probably on a timer before they rush here.
Rush here? How would they even do that?
We got here somehow. My guess, given the containers, is by ship. The two dicks probably have a team ready to intervene. We just don't know how fast.
The more I think about this, the more I'm getting cold feet. So many things stacked against us. There's also the fact that we might suffer repercussions for our actions, as the two said.
Suddenly, I feel like this isn't that great of an idea after all.
I've seen dudes take dildos twice the size of their arm. If they've got that courage, so can you.
Disgusting.
Touche.
Don't say that again.
Nice pep talk.
Man up.
Yeah.
Wheels are in motion. I'll take care of checking the boats.
Wait, what? How? When?
You don't need to know that. Just make sure nobody's snitching.
Bloody hell, I didn't even think of that.
Everyone wants to escape. I'm sure of it.
I'm not.
We'll see about
Certainly
that.
not.
Have Anika prepare our food after breakfast. I'll do my part when we've got the distraction all set.
It would really help if you could share what you're planning.
Fuck no! That's not my style. And I don't trust you.
Rude. I can't pretend that 3 people with their heads in the fridge whispering isn't a bit ridiculous.
I can't leave. They took something that's mine.
Francisca, whatever they have, the police will help you get it back. We have more strength out there. Here, our hands are tied. We are at their mercy.
Caralho, grande merda.
Can you at least help out with the boats? You can remain here if you want. You don't have to leave, but help us escape so we can bring help.
Yes, I can.
Talk with Sasha. They'll handle the boat fixing. Valerie had an idea about direction. I think Dan and Giovanni are about to fight, so we're about to get moving. I'll help Annika carry the food. You talk with Valerie. She's in the garden.
All right.
Everyone has their reservations. Heck, even I'm not sure this is going to work. I haven't even seen the boats yet. There's no certainty that we haven't been ratted out yet. But there's also no word from the producers. All of this gives me hope. With each passing hour... Oh. Val first, anxiety after.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. How's your morning?
Overwhelmingly dull. This is not a resort, this is torture! I've requested additional pillows, but I have yet to receive an answer.
Oh,
I have something that might interest you. A little
That's
bit of
rough.
gossip?
Yeah.
Pedestrian. I am not interested in mundane topics.
She's really making it hard. I like Sasha's instinct more. I noticed a camera to our left, but it's pretty far. I don't think it'll pick up a whisper.
Mia mentioned you have an idea about our direction.
The movement of birds is an indicator. Considering the weather, sun, dawn, and twilight, I have a calculated guess.
Valerie, I didn't know you were a sciencey person.
I received the best education in my private lessons. Do not be surprised. Lumi agrees with my educated prediction. However, it is unknown if we are to travel for a few hours or a few days. I'm unaware of how swift the boats will be.
Sasha took that into account. We're getting all the provisions we can.
I shall wait for you at the docks. Do not be tardy. I will inform the producers if I notice hesitation or an attempt at betrayal.
Both ironic and unnerving. I guess that's to be expected. The snitch would probably be spared. Even I am tempted to say something. It's probably just the desire to get home that keeps everyone from telling. But now, time to witness the fight. This is kind of one of my favorite voice lines.
Not cool! Everyone should put their weights back.
Merda, broio. Haven't you heard of no rules?
Out of all the things I could have picked a fight about, it's the gym. I just hope they can make
You
it
can
believable
still be a nice
enough.
guy even without rules.
Rules are there to protect the weak and hinder the strong from ruling.
That's quite the chokehold. Hope he's not actually hurting Don.
Oh no! They're fighting!
Scandalous!
Think that should draw some attention. This is probably what the producers were waiting for.
Right back at you. Brute.
Honey can't watch this. Honey runs!
There go Annika and Mia.
Yes!
Whoops.
I mean, no.
Gotta read that
wait,
one again.
ew, fight naked. That'll make it better. LOL.
Chica should give me a sign any moment now. Wow, me messing that up actually made me miss my favorite voice line.
May I suggest sand in the face?
That's also a pretty good one. That's my cue. Oof, this stuff is heavy. Where did they get all the planks and rubber?
Yo, took your fucking time. What are you, drag queens? We got a bit lost.
Can't believe all of this was left here. The boats are quite neglected. Can they even take us across the water? Maybe that's why they didn't bother with them. Are they even fixable?
Think we'll have to get stuffed in them, but they seem fine enough.
We'll see in water if they work.
There's also 2 that are already in the water, and they seem sturdy enough. One of them is gonna need some
This one, though.
to keep the balance. We can tie the 2 of
That
them
sentence
together
was
and make that
missed
happen.
by most of the
Yeah,
people that
by a
I've
lot
seen
of
streaming.
folks. Yeah.
No time to fuck around. Let's get started.
Oh, by the way, where did you get all the materials from?
Engine room.
And shit I found around the docks. Maybe they left them here for us to fish.
That's an interesting one as well. Is engine room, is that the same as basement? I don't...
There's,
hi guys.
there was
This is so
the
epic
engine
exciting.
that they get their electricity
Yeah.
from in the basement.
Bad. Annie didn't get to say goodbye.
Send them a postcard.
How are the boats looking?
Giovanni and Don look quite ruffled up. They must have had a good tussle.
Like they can float. Don't know for how long. Figuring where we're going yet?
Gut gemacht! Splendid! Ah, oh yes! Val, Lumi, and I all agreed we're going west.
Huh? Where's west? That way or the other way?
Nature provides information. Moss on trees, sunrise and sunset, the North Star.
Isaac, everything alright? What's on your mind?
Oh, yes. My expansive mind reaches corners you shouldn't know of. Pay no mind.
He's been acting a wee bit strange since yesterday. I hope it's just nerves.
So, like, how long is the trip?
It's not quite possible to tell how far we are from the nearest landmass. Some birds migrate for more than 4 days.
Used with caution, we've enough supplies for that.
Help us put the last boat in the water, then load them evenly.
Alright, woohoo! Excited! Jump! Oh yeah! Do we throw the phones away?
No. We might be able to send an SOS. Didn't look into it yet. Just keep them closed.
Closed? Why closed?
'Cause they might be listening on the mic and track us. Duh.
Mon Dieu, my phone has been on this entire time!
Missed. That escaped me.
What the fuck? Ah, fuck me with a cactus. Why?
Oh, we compromised. Why didn't the sisters intervene then?
Maybe. Or they were too busy with other shit and we slipped under their noses. I say, we'll hear impact. Let's get the hell out.
You guys, we should sing sea songs.
This operation fared much better than anticipated. I am surprised.
Hey, like, how about we talk while paddling? I have a schedule for my uploads.
The boats look good.
Seems Chica's coming
We're
with us
doing
after
this.
all.
We're going home.
Annie is done securing the cargo. Annie tied it very well to each boat.
Everyone jump in.
It's been quite some time. The island's got so much smaller. How long do you think we've been sailing for?
Sailing? Mate, this is intense exercise.
That's
gonna
not
lie.
sailing, that is
I can
full-on
roughly 2
paddling.
hours,
Yeah.
based on the sun and my count.
I ran out of song ideas. Can't we turn on the phones just for like a tiny bit?
If we do, it's for me to fidget with, not music.
Anyway, think we can still pedal for a while, but we need to swap.
Dan and Giovanni will certainly cover most of the distance.
Let's have a break soon. Swap Dan and Giovanni.
Annie should have packed more high-protein food.
Are there sandwiches?
Annie Joni can make you one.
This is very,
Alright,
very
thanks.
well for
Ava
them.
and I are next.
Time passes much slower when I have to row.
I think my arms are going numb.
This is like so much worse than Pilates, WTF. Like, why didn't we bring electric motors?
Oh yeah, let me just shit one out.
No landmass in the distance, and the island is starting to fade away. Ani wonders, how do we know where to paddle without the island?
The night sky can help us orientate.
Paddling? Through the night?
Yes, I don't know.
We have food for days. Trust. Here, let me paddle.
Let's take a moment to orientate.
Orientate? Orientate what? We don't know how far we have to paddle for! I want to go back! Take me
Oh,
back
this
at
song.
once!
Wait a moment.
We know that birds.
Velia, we're not birds. I can't do this. I need to go back. I have too much to lose.
I think the probability of success has drastically decreased. We should return.
Probably.
We can't return now. We got so far. Cheer up. Let's sing.
Annie's scared! Annie doesn't want to sing anymore! Take me back! Take me back at once! I will not die like this! I want to live!
Can you stop screaming?
C'est ce que je reçois pour avoir fait confiance à des idiots!
And so our great escape turned into chaos. As expected. How boring.
I'm totally freaking out. Hardex, like, you're smart. Tell me you got this. I got, like, a plan B?
Fuck.
Let go of the paddle. We can still do this.
Everyone, shut the fuck up! Shut up! Let me think!
It all went undetected because they knew we can't escape like this. They're probably laughing their asses off right now.
Also,
Jesus.
that made probably great TV for the audience.
Absolutely. The moment of sheer terror and panic as they start to freak out over whether or not they're going to die.
We're going
But
back
where's
while
the
we can still
camera?
see the island.
Can we really not escape together? Or maybe the better question is, can I even survive this?
And there we go.
There we go. That's it for the demo for Inescapable. As you can tell, that is quite a lengthy demo. You know, there's a lot of content there, and a lot. You know, it's there's tons more in the actual game. So, of course, wishlist Inescapable, or if you play on other platforms, prefer to play on other platforms, we're going to be releasing Inescapable on everything. It'll be on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series. It's coming every place you can imagine it. So definitely check it out when it launches. Brought to you, of course, by all of us here at Dreamloop Games and our awesome partners over at Axis, who have, without them, none of this would have been possible. So huge shout out to them. Yeah. Joni, any parting words? Any last farewell?
No, I'm just happy to see that we have the game now at the Steam Next Fest, or the demo of it. The demo, of course, only takes that, as you were able to see, the first 5 days of 6 months. So we're only kind of like scratching the surface. But after this, it will start to open up a little bit more to the player. Right now, you've been still making decisions, but the amount that you are gonna do is just gonna increase from here on out.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And also, you know, as we said, there are multiple narrative paths in Inescapable. Not just different endings, but different narrative paths entirely. So it's really, really cool to be able to see people's early reactions. But I'm looking forward to seeing their reactions once they get their hands on the full game. This has been very, very exciting. Thank you all for sticking around for the stream and for watching us, even through some technical difficulties. We appreciate it a lot. And yeah, have a good evening or day.